The flight back from New York landed at dawn. London looked gray through the small airplane window. Low clouds, rain starting. Amy pressed her forehead against the cold glass, watched the city appear below. Home. But different now. She was different now. The airport was chaos. Paparazzi waiting at arrivals, cameras flashing before she even cleared customs. Someone shouted her name, then another, then 20 voices at once, all demanding, all taking. She kept her head down, walked fast. Nick guided her through the crowd, his hand on her shoulder, protective. They reached the car, door closed, sudden silence. The cameras kept flashing outside. She couldn't see them through the tinted windows, but she felt them. "Welcome home," Nick said quietly. Amy didn't answer, just watched London pass by. The familiar streets, the familiar rain. Nothing felt familiar anymore. Camden looked smaller, or maybe she'd grown larger. The streets she'd walked 1,000 times felt like a museum now, preserved, unchanged, while everything else moved forward. Her flat was cold. She'd been gone 2 weeks. It felt like years. She dropped her bag by the door, stood in the middle of the room. Everything exactly where she'd left it. Guitar, notebook, chipped mug. But it felt wrong, like wearing clothes that no longer fit. She made tea, sat at her table, opened her notebook. The pages were full. New York words, American pressure. Back to Black lyrics. All of it felt distant now, like someone else had written them. Her phone buzzed, messages flooding in, industry people, media requests, everyone wanting a piece. She turned it off, needed silence, just for an hour. Just to remember who she was. The good mixer hadn't changed. Same sticky floors, same dim lights, same smell of beer and cigarettes and history. Amy walked in late afternoon, before the evening crowd, when it was just regulars. Ray looked up from behind the bar. His face broke into a genuine smile. There she is. The American conquest returns. Conquest makes it sound like I won something. Didn't you? You're all over the papers, all over the telly. She sat at the bar. Ray poured without asking. Whiskey? Neat. Papers show a version, not the truth. And what's the truth? That I'm tired. That fame is louder than I expected. That I miss when music was just music. Ray pushed the glass toward her. It's still music, Amy. Just more people listening now. That's the problem. Too many people. Not enough silence. She drank. The whiskey burned. Familiar, real. More real than Times Square billboards or hotel lobbies or press conferences. The door opened. A group came in, young, loud, laughing. Amy turned slightly, watched them claim a corner table. One of them looked familiar, tall, dark hair, tattoos visible under rolled sleeves. Ray followed her gaze. That's Blake, Fielder Civil, comes in most nights, music video production assistant, fancies himself an artist. He looks trouble. Most interesting people are. Amy turned back to her drink, but she was aware of the corner table, the laughter, the energy, something magnetic about it, something dangerous. The studio sessions picked up immediately. Mark had booked time at Metropolis, finishing tracks from New York, adding strings, polishing rough edges, turning confessions into commercial product. Amy walked in with coffee and cigarettes. Mark was already at the console, always early, always working. Welcome back to London. Ready to finish what we started? Started what? The album or the breakdown? He laughed. Both, probably. Come hear what I've been working on. He played Back to Black through the big speakers. The strings had been added. Slow, mournful, beautiful. The song had grown darker, heavier, more inevitable. Amy listened with her eyes closed. It sounded like an ending, like something dying slowly, like watching someone walk away and knowing you'll never catch them. It's perfect, she said when it ended. It's brutal. Same thing. They worked for hours, adjusting levels, finding space, making room for silence. The album was taking its final shape, No longer just songs. A complete statement. Dark, honest. Dangerous. Salam arrived mid-session, listened to the progress, nodded approval. This is going to change things. Change what? Amy asked. Everything. Music, expectations, you. People aren't ready for this kind of honesty. Then they'll have to get ready. That night, Amy returned to the good mixer, not planning to, just drawn there. The flat felt too quiet, the studio too intense. She needed something in between. The bar was busier now. Evening crowd, music playing, conversations layering over each other. She found a spot at the bar. Ray poured without asking. Back again? Thought you'd be at fancy industry parties now. Those parties are performances. I'm tired of performing when I'm not on stage. The corner table was full again. Same group, same laughter. She noticed Blake watching her, not staring, just aware. The way musicians are aware of each other, recognition without introduction. He stood, walked to the bar, ordered drinks, stood beside her while Ray poured. Close enough to talk, far enough to be polite. You're Amy Winehouse. I am. I'm Blake. I know. Ray told me. He smiled. Dangerous smile. The kind that warned and invited simultaneously. What else did Ray tell you? That you're trouble? He's not wrong. He picked up his drinks. Paused. But the best music comes from trouble. You know that better than anyone. He walked back to his table. Amy watched him go. Something had shifted. Something small but significant. Like the first crack in ice before it breaks completely. Ray leaned close. Be careful with that one. Since when am I careful? That's what worries me. The days blurred together. Studio sessions, media appearances, industry meetings. Everyone wanted something. A magazine interview in a Soho hotel. The journalist was young, eager. Your sound is very retro. Is that intentional? Amy sighed. It's not retro, it's remembered. There's a difference. Can you explain? Retro is costume. Remembered is honoring something true. I'm channeling what made that music matter. And what made it matter? Honesty, pain, real humans making real sounds. Just truth. The journalist scribbled notes. Your album is called Back to Black. What does that mean? Amy paused. Chose truth. It's the color of loss, the color of knowing something's gone but still feeling it, the color you return to when hope runs out. The journalist stopped writing. That's quite dark. Life is quite dark sometimes. Music should reflect that. The good mixer became a regular stop. After studio, after interviews, after the performance of being Amy Winehouse. She could be just Amy there. Ray never asked for photos, never treated her differently. The regulars gave her space. Blake's table became a fixture, same corner, same group. Amy noticed patterns, the way he commanded attention without demanding it, the way people leaned toward him when he spoke. Magnetic, dangerous, exactly her type. One night his table was empty except for him, reading a book, poetry. She recognized the cover. Bukowski. Of course, she carried her drink over, uninvited, bold. Mind if I sit? He looked up, smiled that dangerous smile. I was wondering when you would. Confident? Observant? I've noticed you noticing me. That sounds like a song lyric. Maybe it should be. She sat. The chair was still warm from whoever left. The table was sticky with spilled beer. Real, imperfect, honest. What do you do? She asked. Besides look mysterious in corners? Music videos, production assistant. Basically, I carry equipment and pretend to be important. And are you important? Not yet, but I'm working on it. By reading Bukowski in pubs? He laughed. Real laugh, not performed. By staying honest. By refusing to become what everyone expects. Same as you, I imagine. Something clicked. Recognition. Like meeting someone who spoke the same language. The dangerous kind of recognition. The kind that changes things. They talked for hours. About music, about art, about refusing to compromise, about the cost of staying true. The bar emptied around them. Ray started stacking chairs. Still, they talked. "I should go," Amy said finally, though she didn't want to. "Yeah," Blake agreed, though he didn't move. "Tomorrow? I'll be here." She left, walked home through Camden streets. The city felt different, alive, electric. Something had started. She didn't know what yet, but she felt it. That pull, that gravity, that inevitable collision. The album mixing sessions intensified. Mark was perfectionist. Every detail mattered. Every sound had to serve the song. Amy trusted him, let him work, focused on her part, the voice, the emotion, the truth. "You're distracted," Mark said during a take. "I'm focused. On something else. Someone else, maybe?" Amy didn't answer, but he was right. Her mind kept drifting. To conversations in corners, to dangerous smiles, to the feeling that something important was beginning. The relationship built slowly, then suddenly. One night they were strangers sharing space. The next, they were finishing each other's thoughts, talking until dawn, discovering shared wounds, shared anger, shared refusal to be tamed. Blake understood her in ways others didn't. He didn't want the Amy Winehouse everyone else wanted. He wanted the Amy underneath, the one who wrote dark songs in empty flats, the one who valued truth over success. They started spending every night together, the good mixer, then walked through Camden, then her flat, talking, smoking, creating their own world separate from fame and industry and expectations. "You're different with him," Ray observed one night. "Different how?" "Lighter, but also more intense, like you're burning brighter." "Is that bad?" Ray paused, chose his words carefully. "Fire burns beautiful, but it also consumes. Just be careful what you're feeding it." Amy knew what he meant, but she didn't care. For the first time since fame arrived, she felt alive. Really alive. Blake made her laugh, made her angry, made her want to write, want to create. "This is dangerous," she told him one night. They were on her roof. Camden spread below. "The best things are, this feels big, too big. So let it be big. Stop protecting yourself." "I write songs about heartbreak. I know what happens when you don't hold back. Then write songs about this, about us, before it becomes past." She kissed him then. First time. It felt like falling, like choosing chaos over safety. Exactly what she needed. Exactly what would destroy her. The press started noticing. Photos appeared, Amy and Blake leaving pubs. The tabloids invented stories. "Mystery man, bad influence," Nick called, concerned. "The label is worried. His reputation—" "I don't care about reputations. Amy, I finally found someone real, someone who sees me. I'm not giving that up. Just be careful. Everyone says that, nobody says why. Because relationships like this, intense, fast, they have a cost. Everything has a cost. At least this one feels worth it." She hung up, knew he was right, didn't care. Some things were worth the risk. Studio sessions became different. Amy wrote with new intensity, new darkness, new honesty. Songs poured out, love songs that sounded like funeral dirges. Hope wrapped in resignation. Beauty built from pain. Mark noticed. Where's this coming from? From living? From feeling? From finally letting go. Of what? Control. Safety. The illusion that playing it safe protects you from anything. The songs were brutal, honest, raw, everything the industry feared, everything that made great art. Mark captured it all, preserved the moments, the emotion, the truth. "This album is going to hurt people," Salam said after hearing new tracks. "Good," Amy replied. "Maybe they'll feel something real." The relationship with Blake intensified, became obsessive, all-consuming. They fought, made up, fought again. The cycle was addictive, the intensity was everything. She wrote it all down, every fight, every kiss, every moment, turned life into lyrics, pain into product, love into music. "You're using me for material," Blake said one night, not angry, amused. I'm using everything for material. That's how this works. And when we're over, when this inevitably crashes and burns, then I'll write about that too. The ending will be the best song." He laughed. Dark laugh, understanding. "You're going to break my heart, and you're going to break mine. That's why this works. We both know how this ends. We're doing it anyway." Camden nights became their cathedral, walking streets at 3 a.m., smoking on rooftops, finding poetry and graffiti. The city belonged to them. The good mixer remained their anchor. Ray watched with worried eyes, saw the intensity, the inevitable collision approaching. "You two are writing a tragedy," he told Amy. "All the best songs are tragedies. Songs end after 3 minutes. Life keeps going. Then I'll write more songs." She knew he was right. Knew this couldn't last. But she didn't care. Better to burn bright than fade slow. The album was nearly finished. Back to Black. Named after the darkest song, the most honest confession, the sound of someone choosing pain over numbness. Exactly what Amy had done. In music, in life, in love. Mark played the full album straight through. Amy listened with Blake beside her, his hand in hers. The music filled the studio. Dark, beautiful, brutal, honest. When it ended, silence. Mark spoke first. "It's perfect and terrifying. Perfect things usually are. The label is going to lose their minds. Let them. This is the album. This is the truth. They signed Amy Winehouse. This is who she is." Blake squeezed her hand. Proud, understanding, doomed. Both of them knowing this intensity couldn't last. Both of them choosing it anyway. Late night, Amy's flat, writing in her notebook, Blake asleep on her couch. She looked at him, knew she was falling, knew it was dangerous, knew she'd write incredible songs from the wreckage. She wrote in her notebook, "Love is a losing game, but I'm playing anyway. Better to lose honestly than win by cheating." Outside, London breathed. Inside, 2 people burned. The album was ready. The relationship was combustible. Everything was about to explode, into fame, into chaos, into history. She closed the notebook, turned off the light, lay down beside Blake. Tomorrow the world would hear Back to Black. Tomorrow everything would change. Tomorrow the cost would start coming due. But tonight, in the quiet dark, with rain on windows and breathing beside her, Amy Winehouse was exactly where she chose to be, in the eye of the storm. Ready for whatever came next. The album drops, the world explodes. Back to Black doesn't just succeed, it becomes a phenomenon. Amy Winehouse becomes a household name. Stadiums replace clubs. But with fame at its peak comes pressure at its worst. And Blake, the beautiful chaos that inspired the music, becomes both anchor and storm. The masterpiece is complete. Now comes the cost of perfection.